Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Boba7772 and today I'm here to bring you my review of the new Star Wars Rebels Mission Series 2 pack with the Stormtrooper Commander or the Sand Trooper and Hera Syndulla. So without further ado, let's get started. Now I say new pack, this is not new by any means, but it is incredibly hard to find and it is, I guess, new by one means, which is new to me. And possibly some of you, because I'm sure that not everyone has found this yet. This is like incredibly hard to find. So I didn't actually find this in stores, but if you were to find it in a store, it would be about $9.99 plus tax, so it'd be about $10.81, I guess, at your local Target, Toys R Us, Walmart. But yeah, let's take a look at this. I have no idea why this is so hard to find. People, including probably myself, complain about the quality of these figures, and the quality of these two right now I can say is really bad. But these are like so hard to come by, and this is the only Hera figure, so it's really disappointing that they make them such bad quality for these characters that we know and love. And just, I mean, the 5-point of articulation doesn't bother me too bad, but she comes with 1 point of articulate, or 1 accessory, and she just doesn't look good. But the packaging is pretty basic. We've got the Stormtrooper in the background with Sabine's rebellion symbol painted on it. There's a piece of tape keeping it on because these things fall out. This packaging is absolutely terrible. I feel so bad for you in-box collectors. The Stormtrooper Commander over here. And then we have Hera Syndulla over here, a nice picture. You can see that it does not look anything like her. It is very disappointing. We turn to the back and we see a picture of just Hera, which I find, I mean, I get it, but I find it very odd. Hera is an ace pilot on board the Ghost Starship and supports any mission that undermines the authority of the Empire's Stormtrooper commanders. So that's how they fit the Stormtrooper Commander into this description. It's really dumb because she undermines the authority of the Empire pretty much no matter what, but they just pretty much just had to throw in the Stormtrooper Commander because they're like, oh, we can't throw in an actual character someone will want like Lando. We have to do a Stormtrooper Commander, which I'm not saying people wouldn't want the Stormtrooper Commander, just be better if he was in a single pack, I think, so that we could get like the 2 big main characters that we only need 1 of in this pack, and then army build the Stormtrooper Commanders. But yeah, I'm ranting. Let's open this bad boy up and see what he's made of. And she, bad girl too, because, Stormtrooper and Hera. Alright, so the first thing I said when I opened this up was something to the extent of, oh my god, that's terrible. And what I was referring to was Hera has this little gun holster on her side to holster her pistol on the side of her boot. However, you cannot fit the pistol in there as it is filled up, and even if you could, the gun, which is already tiny, is about twice the size of the holster. So that's just awful. I mean, oh my goodness. I am so disappointed in this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the articulation for the figures is a ball jointed head that rotates around 360 degrees, shoulders rotate around 360 degrees, and legs go up and down like that. They specifically said that they made her legs to where you can sit her down for piloting. Yeah, great piloting skills, Hera. Can't bend your knees. This is so sad. Like, these mission series, I want to get this, I want to make this straight. I don't have a problem against the 5-point of articulated figures. In fact, I have a bunch of the 5-point of articulated figures that I like. It's just that those are the movie and the Clone Wars ones. The Star Wars Rebels 5-point of articulated figures are the absolute worst. I don't know how they can make him this bad, but if you compare it to the likes of like Darth Maul or Boba Fett or Obi-Wan, these guys are fantastic. Those guys are fantastic compared to these. The Stormtrooper pretty much has the same articulation as Hera. The Stormtrooper actually is not too bad. He has a head that would rotate around 360 degrees, but is kind of restricted by his pauldron. This arm rotates around 360 degrees. This arm can go up a little and back a little, but like for the most part, it's restricted by the pauldron, which I totally understand. And then the legs go about that much forward and backwards. It is pretty much, I believe, the normal Stormtrooper for the Rebels line, only with the pauldron on. He's actually really kind of cool too. I'm gonna have him because I have 3 Stormtroopers, so I can have him next to all my Stormtroopers, and he'll look cool. Unfortunately, he can't bend at the elbows to get any like real cool poses with the gun. He can't bend with the knees, so he can't like bend down or anything either. But he looks really cool. So let's set him up here. Yeah, check it out. We've got a small 5.0 articulation Stormtrooper army coming up. And actually, the Stormtroopers, even the Stormtrooper Commander, are not bad figures. Those guys are actually really good figures. I really like them. I may complain about them not having enough articulation, but that's probably just because I need something to complain about. When you get these Mission Series figures, you know what you're getting into. You know that they aren't going to have much articulation. And I totally knew that coming into this, and I was totally fine with that. The sculpting on them is absolutely wonderful. There's not too much paint job on... I'm saying them because they're pretty much the same figure, only this one has the pauldron. There's not too much of a paint job on them except for just a little bit of black here and there, and then the orange on the pauldron of the Stormtrooper Commander. He looks actually really nice. It's a really good figure, and I'm glad to have him in my collection, though I would rather have named figures. Now, let's check out the last member of the Ghost crew that I have, Hera. Oh my god, this is pathetic. Her face sculpt looks so ugly. It doesn't even look like her. It's too, I guess, long. And I usually imagine her kind of with like either some kind of facial expression, but I have never seen her with just like this bland of a facial expression. I usually am not a big fan of facial expression on figures, and they don't usually do it. They usually have a bland expression, but Hera is one of the ones they should not have had a bland expression for. I mean, look, there's Hera. She does not have a bland expression on any of those pictures because you can't find her. She's with one. She's always smirking, or she's always like concentrated or something. But this figure just looks, I guess derpy may be a right word for it. I'll set her up next to Ezra, Sabine, and the rest of the Ghost crew, but I am really disappointed in this. This is probably one of the worst of the Star Wars Rebels ones I've seen so far. Her and Vizago are probably my least two favorites, and the new Ezra, or the Cadet Ezra. Those are all just awful. Here, let's set them up like this. They're all just awful figures. And I'm really disappointed because they had potential to be great. They're the main characters of the show. They should have had them, be awesome. But these, the Rebels figures are just not too great. And then like Sabine, you can't even see her face because her helmet doesn't come off. And she's got kind of, I guess, feminine pose. You can see like, the curves and everything. But with Hera, you can't at all, and it's really strange why they decided to do that with Sabine but not Hera. That was the reason I brought it up. Hera's gun is just a small pistol. It's okay. It can't fit in a holster, which is absolutely awful. Sabine's pistols, even though they're not the best pistols, they can at least fit in her holster. But I mean, come on, this is a little bit ridiculous, Hasbro. Hera is an awful figure. And I know that some people have gotten it worse than me. One of my friends on YouTube, I know, had his, when he opened his Hera, both of her arms were popped off. And thank goodness mine wasn't, because I would have raged a lot more than I've been raging so far at this. This is just really ridiculous, and she's ugly, and like the character herself isn't ugly, but the figure's ugly. It's about the same with Vizago. They didn't get the face right. Like figures like Kanan and figures like Kanan, they got the face right. The Inquisitor, they got the face right. Figures like Ezra and Zeb and Hera, the face looks so bad. I don't know. I'm just probably ranting at this point. You guys don't want to hear this. So should you get this pack? That depends. Are you trying to get the full Ghost crew? If you're like me and you have to have the characters, then yeah, you're gonna want to get this pack. But when you get it, go into it knowing that Hera is not a good figure, even though the Stormtrooper Commander is a really cool figure. But I mean, most of us are getting this pack for Hera, and I actually would not mind having a second Hera because I'm going to try to add articulation slash fix her, though I may just have to get that Ulla that came with the Jabba's throne set and do it that way, because that face is much better than this Hera's. Ulla's face is much better than Hera's face for a Hera custom, which is kind of dumb to say, but I absolutely mean it. So I'm going to give this pack a 2.5 out of 5. And the reason I'm giving it such a high rating, I know, right? High rating, is because of the Stormtrooper Commander. The Stormtrooper Commander is absolutely awesome. He's a great figure. The Hera is awful. The Stormtrooper Commander is probably like a 4, and the Hera is probably like a 1. I know that that's not, well, actually, I think that I did give that like the correct scoring if you round it, but either way, the Stormtrooper Commander is awesome and the Hera is not awesome, but you'll still want the Hera just to have the character of Hera is pretty much what I'm getting at. So hopefully Hasbro will come out with a better Hera soon. The only way I'm getting other members of the Ghost crew, like another Hera or Ezra, I'll get another Sabine, especially if they have her with the removable helmet, but the only way I'm getting another Hera or Ezra or Zeb is if they look better or have better articulation, because otherwise it's just not worth it. But that is pretty much it for my review. Have you guys gotten this pack? Have you even been able to find this pack if you wanted it? Because this is like one of the worst packs that I haven't even been able to find it in stores. I went on vacation to a large city, our capital, still was not able to find it anywhere. And we looked at so many stores. But yeah, have you been able to find it? If you have this pack, what do you think about it? Is it just as awful as I've been making it out to be, or am I a little bit over exaggerating in your opinion? I don't think I'm over exaggerating. This pack is meant to, you buy it for Hera, and Hera's a disappointment. So this pack, I think I can safely say, is a disappointment. Anyway, I've rambled enough. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe for more content, including action figure reviews, comic reviews, and that kind of awesome stuff. And until next time, Boba7772 out.